Elmer Elevator was no ordinary boy. His curiosity often led him to strange places, and one day, it brought him to a dimly lit alley where he overheard a mysterious old cat whispering urgently. "There's a dragon," the cat murmured. "A dragon held captive on Wild Island, forced to serve the wild animals. But it longs to be free. You, Elmer, are the only one who can save it." Elmer's heart raced. A dragon? Captive? He knew he had to do something. Without hesitation, Elmer nodded. "Tell me how to get there." The old cat handed Elmer a strange list of items to pack: a toothbrush, chewing gum, lollipops, a comb, and magnifying glasses. "These will be your tools," the cat advised. Elmer quickly gathered everything and set off on his journey. The seas were rough, and the sky stormy as Elmer approached Wild Island. Time was against him. The cat had warned that the wild animals were growing restless and would soon turn on the dragon. Elmer tightened his grip on the boat's edge, determined to free the dragon before it was too late. Elmer's first obstacle on Wild Island was a ferocious lion, blocking his path with a roar that shook the ground. Quick thinking, Elmer pulled out the comb and offered it to the lion. "Your mane could use a little tidying up," he suggested calmly. The lion, vain as it was, couldn't resist. As it busied itself with the comb, Elmer slipped past. Next, Elmer faced a group of bickering tigers. "Who gets the first bite?" they growled, eyeing Elmer hungrily. Unfazed, Elmer tossed them some chewing gum. The tigers, intrigued, began chewing and forgot all about Elmer, as they argued over whose gum tasted the best. Further along, Elmer encountered a wild boar, sniffing the air and grunting suspiciously. Thinking fast, Elmer reached into his bag and pulled out a lollipop. He unwrapped it and tossed it in front of the boar, which sniffed it curiously before licking it. The sweetness distracted the boar long enough for Elmer to dart into the underbrush and continue his journey. Elmer soon arrived at a rickety bridge guarded by a pack of crocodiles. The river beneath was wide and fast-flowing, with the only way across being the narrow bridge. The crocodiles demanded a toll to let him pass. Elmer's hand brushed against the magnifying glasses in his bag, and an idea struck him. He took out the magnifying glasses and handed them to the crocodiles. "Look at the fine details of your scales," Elmer suggested. The crocodiles, fascinated by their own appearance magnified through the glasses, became so engrossed that they forgot all about the toll. Elmer quickly crossed the bridge while the crocodiles admired their newfound reflections. Finally, Elmer reached the heart of Wild Island. There, chained to a massive tree, was the dragon. Its green scales were dull, and its large eyes filled with sorrow. The dragon lifted its head as Elmer approached, a flicker of hope in its gaze. Elmer quickly began to unfasten the chains, but just as he was about to succeed, the surrounding wild animals, realizing what was happening, closed in on him. "You can't take our dragon," they roared. Elmer's heart pounded in his chest. He was outnumbered and out of tricks. Or so he thought. Just as the animals lunged, the old cat appeared from the shadows, its green eyes blazing with determination. "This boy is under my protection," it hissed, leaping in front of Elmer. The animals hesitated, surprised by the cat's defiance. In that moment of confusion, Elmer freed the dragon, which let out a roar that echoed across the island. The animals scattered in fear, and the dragon spread its wings, lifting Elmer onto its back. As they soared into the sky, Elmer looked back at the island, now fading into the distance. He realized that the old cat had planned this all along. The dragon, now free, turned back towards the island, fire in its eyes. Elmer held on tight. Together they would return, not to escape, but to end the curse once and for all. Returning to the island, Elmer and the dragon faced the true source of the curse, a malevolent spirit that had twisted the island's creatures. The dragon, with fire in its breath, battled the spirit, while Elmer used the magnifying glasses to focus sunlight into beams that weakened the dark entity. With the dragon's fire and Elmer's courage, they defeated the spirit, breaking the curse and restoring peace to the island. The animals, now freed from the curse, thanked Elmer and the dragon, promising to live in harmony. Elmer and the dragon returned home to a hero's welcome. The townspeople gathered around, celebrating their return, but Elmer knew that his journey had changed him forever. The bond between him and the dragon was unbreakable, forged in the fires of their shared adventure. And though the island was at peace, Elmer knew that he and the dragon would always be ready to face any new challenges that might arise.